Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel, and I wanted to talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro and how the YouTuber content creators are unboxing that console. And so far, I am impressed with the way it looks, the fact that it's smaller, it's not as heavy. It's got some extra features in there that we didn't have in the PlayStation 5. The fact that you can replace the battery, which is the battery for, I believe it's the memory drive. And also the fact that the PS5 Pro, like I said before, is going to have the option to upgrade your PS4 games. That's awesome stuff. I just wanted to say I do have my disk drive. I showed it on the live stream, but I also have the stand. So those are two benefits right there that are amazing. And all I gotta say is that it's exciting that we're right around the corner from the PS5 Pro, because there's already 80 titles that are rumored to be enhanced for the PS5 Pro. Also, I do believe that once the PS5 Pro starts incorporating more games, it's going to be easier for them to adapt to all the other games, all the other abilities that the PS5 Pro has. One of the biggest exciting things for the PS5 Pro to me is I get to see all the extra benefits of ray tracing, 60 FPS, and fidelity. That's going to be, I think, the hallmark of the PS5 Pro is going to be those three all together. 4K at 120 is always nice, but if you could just take a moment to see the difference with the ray tracing. I do believe this ray tracing has not been released to the GPUs yet, so that to me is huge, because that tells us that we're going to get the first phase of the ray tracing. It's going to be really good. So now all I have to say is that in this day and age, we are gaming mostly on consoles. There are a lot of PC players, and they already have the ray tracing features. They already have the FSR, they already have DLSS, but now we have PSSR coming at us in a console for $700. We got ray tracing coming at us that is 2 to 3 or 4, I think it's 2 to 3 times better in a console coming at us. We have 4K at 120 games coming at us. We have games that haven't even been released yet that are already being released as PS5 Pro enhanced games. And not to mention, you already have people talking about showing videos on YouTube of games that were on the PS4 that have been upgraded on the PS5 Pro. And sometimes it looks like it's very minimal upgrade, but I think once you're there in front of the TV, you can definitely see the difference. Now, you're going to have the critics that are going to come and they're going to say, oh, it's just a little minimum difference. There's nothing more about it. Nothing really that important. But I really do believe it's going to be a huge step, because I think the games are going to look more polished and more PC-like. And I think they're going to run better than PC, to be honest with you, because PC is definitely has a lot of bugs and glitches. Think about it. Every time Alex Battaglia makes a video on Digital Foundry, he always talks about something that shouldn't be doing what it's doing. He always talks about, why is this doing this when he has such a powerful setup? You know, and that's just starting to kind of get old, in a sense of, you know, every single game on PC, always something to have to fix, and then you have to wait for the patch. Where on the PS5 Pro, they're already offering games of the old, the upgrades, and that's going to be interesting. I think Bloodborne was one of the games that they showed off, and they showed a picture of the foggy look of the PS5 version, which wasn't bad, but when they showed the version of the PS5 Pro, it was slightly better, meaning the fog was gone, the structure of the castles all around, and the steeples and the lights and all that stuff was all more geometrically crafted. Okay, I couldn't say that word. So that is great news right there. The character of the Bloodborne guy, the hunter, he looks a lot more refined, and that's important. That's really nice to see that an old game as Bloodborne, that was when the PS4 first came out, and even to this day, it's a huge it's a huge competitor to a lot of the games of the Souls games, because it hit that hard at that time. And I actually gave my physical copy to my brother. He has it to this day, and I just, at that time, I was just finishing up my, all the stuff that I was going to school for and all that stuff, so wasn't really too much into gaming. But that's when I got my PS4 for the first time. I didn't buy the PS5, so I didn't buy the PS3. I am so slipping and falling all over my words. So with that being said, this is great because the PS5 Pro is offering so much for a little bit of extra money. Now, you know that people are either going to buy the Pro and enjoy all the new benefits, or they're going to just buy the PlayStation 5 itself and just say, you know what, it's not really missing that much of a difference. But I beg to differ. Like, when we have the Pro and we're testing it out on games like Spider-Man with the ray tracing, and we clearly see Peter Parker, or whoever the other guy is, hanging on the side of the building, and you can see the ray trace reflection of him and the other side of the city, that's going to be something to behold. Like, at 60, not bad. 120, if that game could bump up to 120, or even 70, 80 frames per second, because some games might be able to bump up to like 70 to 90 frames per second. 60 to norm, and then the mid would be 90 frames, and then the ultimate would be 120. So 60, 90, 120. Now, the ray tracing, it's also has a lot of features that even if you disable the ray tracing, that Pro will be able to really make the games look that good, that great. So that's going to be something to behold too. And I was really excited about the Digital Foundry unboxing video. I commented on the video that Rich Letterman just ripped the box in half. Like, we didn't expect it. It was pretty cool. It was like a kid on Christmas just ripped the box in half, where John was very meticulous on taking that white box out of the main box. I guess he wants to, keep the box in the most best condition, and I would do the same for the time being until that phase dies off, and then it doesn't matter, because we ended up eventually throwing away the cardboard. But at the same time, it was just very funny the way he did it, because he did it in a way that just kind of surprised me that he would rip it in half the way he did. But it is what it is. And it was interesting when they held the console up to the other consoles, even the PS2, how small and similar the size of the PS5 Pro is. And I would think that with the PS5 Pro, it has to be larger for it to hold more of the graphical enhancements that it's packing. But obviously not. Obviously not. And it still has the nanometer 7 chip, which is excellent, because we're going to need that for gaming. We're going to need everything that's in there. And I really think it's a win-win. I really think it's a win-win situation. So definitely excited about getting mine on Thursday. I'm excited about the fact that I already have a disk drive and I already have the stand, so I don't have to worry about that. And I have an SSD, which is 4 terabytes of storage. I bought it at Best Buy at the time. I think it was like $325 or something like that, with tax $329 for 4 terabytes of storage. I know the 8 terabytes is definitely there too, but right now we're gonna wait until that price goes down, because that's about $1,000, and $1,000 is a lot of money for an SSD. So an SSD, I'll just use the 4 terabytes. It's got 2 terabytes added to it. That's 6 terabytes, and I'm gonna start installing a lot of my games. Just want to be real with y'all. I live streamed yesterday for a little while, but I ended up just rage quitting for the simple fact that there was these 2 guys that were basically talking a lot of trash, And when they were talking trash, they were basically saying that they didn't care how they talked, and I got a little I started slapping back at them, popping shit, and my audio got banned from Activision, from Microsoft. So you know what? You could go kick rocks, Microsoft, Activision. I don't know, whoever you guys are recording, you're not gonna get support from me anymore. I will cancel my Game Pass. I don't need that shit in my life. I don't need to be treated like I'm the problem when these people were talking mad trash and all you care about is money making. So guess what? You know what? I'm gonna just enjoy my PS5 Pro and all the excitement with all those games. So I will be canceling my Game Pass. Probably will be selling my Series X, or I may just keep it, but just not happy with the way they treated me yesterday. It was just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. They banned me quicker with my audio than before when it was Activision and it was Bobby Kotick. It took a while for them, but this time around they just quit my voice. And I said, okay, all right, I know how it is. So I ended the live stream and I deleted the video because it's nothing to be happy about. I come home from work, I work hard, and I come home to be shit on by a mic, and they don't do nothing about that. They do nothing about the hackers. So big L to Microsoft, big L to Activision. That's why you don't get my money anymore. That's why you don't get the hundreds of dollars that I used to spend on all my platforms and all the bundle packs. Yeah, you don't get none of that. Absolutely not. I will buy the physical copy and that's it. I'm happy with the physical copy. I don't need all the extra stuff that doesn't even matter. Okay? Back to the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro, in my opinion, is exciting because we're right around the corner from being able to have it. I'm really happy for the people that got the 30th anniversary because that is something that they fought hard tooth and nail. Me personally, I will blame a specific YouTuber. I'm not going to mention any names, but he was basically telling everybody to refresh, and by doing so, he probably kicked out a lot of people out of the server. So he is a complete fool and idiot, and I would never recommend his channel, but I'm not even going to talk about it because I don't want that energy on my channel. So with that being said, I'm happy that I got my PS5 Pro Standard Edition because it still has all the features. The only thing it doesn't have, let's talk about it. It doesn't have the DualSense Edge Special Edition. That's something I wanted. The DualSense Edge Special Edition. That looked really, really crystal. Like, it looked that sharp. Like, okay, so that's the only thing it doesn't have. So it basically has all the benefit of the PS5 Pro, all the graphical abilities. It just doesn't have that, and then it doesn't have the nostalgia of the old PlayStation 1 plugs. So for anybody that's gotten the 30th anniversary full battle jacket, props to you, props to everybody that got the 30th anniversary. This is the time where you guys probably went through a lot and got it and are super excited about it. So now it's one of those things where you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it 100%. And the fact that I'm getting the Pro, the standard, I'm actually happy. You know why? Because when I bought the disc drive, I bought the stand. It's both that color. So I would have to go out and buy that stuff because it's probably sold separate and it would kind of look odd. I'd have to paint it, or maybe they would have a specific 30th anniversary disc drive that you can only get through Sony, So it is what it is. Even Digital Foundry didn't even get 30th anniversaries. Like, they're more just conservative with just give me the console, give me the power. We don't care about the glitz and the glamour. But I really wanted just to have that moment to have it. But anyways, back into the PS5 Pro. So the games will be enhanced for the PS5, for the PS5 Pro, for the PS4 Pro, and for the PS4. So this is pretty good. There's a pretty big library for PS4. Now's the time to buy a lot of PS4 games and just see what the Pro can do, and just be odd. Now here's the thing: the PC guys are going to come through and they're going to be like, yeah, we've had these improvements a long time ago. Yeah, we understand that. And it's minimal improvements. So when you see something, it's not that big of a difference, okay? So yeah, we're going to understand that part. We're going to understand that we are basically just getting these minimal step upgrades. But I beg to differ, because if we could go back to the games, that libraries that we already have, like for instance, some YouTubers have every single game in the book. So they can just put the game in and actually see what the pro is doing for that game. Interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. So now we have the PlayStation 5 Pro right around the corner, guys. Right around the corner. I think this video was very informative of everything. It explains everything as is. I don't want to talk about Black Ops 6, because Black Ops 6 is getting more and more grudging with the skill-based matchmaking, the EOMM, the manipulation, the programming, the control factor of making people spend money and they don't even get to really feel like they bought something special. I'm done with that cash grab, that casino. That whole studio, that whole company can go to the ground, go out of business. I will play the game, but I will not support that anymore. I don't care how good they make everything look. I will not support it, because they are not fixing the true problems of the game. And the problem is the game doesn't even play like it's made by Treyarch. It plays like it's made by Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer Games. So that's why there's doors. That's why it moves around the way it does, and that's why you get killed in that game way too fast. You can't even do anything on the map. Who wants to play a game like that and have fun? I'd rather play a game where I don't feel like I'm getting rage clicked and rage baited, whatever you want to call it, because I really just want to shut off their whole systems, because I'm just tired of the way we get treated in the game. So that's something that will never happen again. Microsoft and Activision lost my full support, not only for the Black Ops and the Call of Duty games, but also for future content from Activision, because they've proven time and time again that if they lied in a little spot here, remember they lied that in two years we're going to have MW2 for 2 years. We shouldn't have to pay another huge amount of money, and that was the last time. I paid enough money for all those games, barely even played the games on the other consoles, and just not happy about the way they handled that situation. That was something that was very, very wrong. Very, very wrong in its doing. So now we literally are back, and we are back into a huge perception of gaming. And with that being said, what's going to be good is when these games start to look even better, play better, feel better, just everything is better about them. That's important, guys. That's really, really important. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one.